Yeah, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching me from. This safety coach, Engineer Bamnafor. I've come again for us to share our knowledge on safety. We know that every time we talk about safety, but I want to tell us today types of safety, different types of safety in a working environment, and even in our homes. I want to start with working environment. In working environment, we have what we call occupational safety. When you talk about occupational safety, you talk about protecting workers from hazard at the workplace. Example, properly erected scaffold to prevent falls on a construction site. Those are the examples of occupational safety. Then let's look at process safety. Process safety is preventing major accidents related to hazardous process or processes or equipment. Example, implementing what we call a H3 monitoring in oil and gas facility. You see, there is need that you monitor things that are going on in an oil and gas industry. That's why we talk about process safety. Then we talk about fire safety. When you talk about fire safety, you talk about prevention, detection, and response to fire hazard. Example is like installing smoke detectors and conducting fire drills at the workplace. That's what we talk about fire safety. Now, number 4, electrical safety. In this electrical safety, we talk about protecting workers and equipment from electrical hazard. Example, and B, de-energizing a panel before maintenance to avoid electrocution. Then number 5, we talk about chemical safety. When you talk about chemical safety, you talk about safe handling, storage, and disposal of hazardous chemicals. Example, storing acid and alkalines separately in a chemical warehouse. All this is discussed in detail in chemical safety. We are just taking it short by short, little by little. Then let's look at environmental safety. When you talk about environmental safety, you talk about protecting the environment from workplace activities. Example, installing oil water separator to prevent water being contaminated or water contamination. Now, number 6, we talk about ergonomic safety, reducing strain and fatigue related to injury while working on machine or computer or anything that you are using to work. Example, using mechanical aids instead of lifting heavy load manually. It helps ergonomic safety, describe it in details. Then number 8, we talk about road and transport safety. This concerns everyone. Most of us are drivers. We drive on the road. We enter buses. We enter anything that we enter to assess where we're going to. Then it's very, very important. Why do we talk about road and transport safety? Because preventing vehicle related injury is very, very important. Example, ensuring that you wear your seat belt, use the speed limit that you're supposed to drive at a particular point or a particular mileage, and then you control the company vehicles in a good maintenance and in a good culture. Then we talk about radiation safety. When we talk about radiation safety, what are we talking about? Protection from ionizing and non-ionizing radiation. Very, very important, because you see some people, they are playing with radiation. Radiation is very, very bad. It can disfigure a man internally. That's why we talk about it as safety. What are the examples? Following safety protocols during non-destructive tests or radiography. All these things are built under radiation safety. And then the last that we're going to talk about today is the machine and equipment safety. When you talk about machine and equipment safety, you are talking about safe operation and maintenance of machinery using, example, logout, tag out system before repairing a conveyor belt or anything that can rotate, so that it doesn't trap you, cut off your hand, cut off your neck, cut off anything, can result to permanent disability, partial disability, or total disability, and it can result to death. This and that is all about safety. Maintain safety, share our what we are talking to you on safety. Like us, share our informations, comment on our informations. Safety for all, safety for everyone. And also make sure safety is your responsibility and also my responsibility. Thank you. Share it, comment, like us, and follow us for more information. Thank you, and God bless you.